Well, if you're on this channel, that means you undoubtedly understand that socialism bad, yet somehow renowned Twitter socialist hasanabi has found himself embroiled in the controversy around Nickmercs with the Call of Duty LGBT rights. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and let's see what a socialist has to say about parental rights, shall we? Hasan criticizes Dr. Disrespect for uninstalling Call of Duty and supporting Nickmercs. hasanabi criticized Dr. Disrespect after he uninstalls Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, an act of solidarity with Nickmercs. Because yes, if you guys aren't caught up on that controversy, there was this streamer, Nickmercs, who's, very famous in the Call of Duty community, who said, and I kid you not, the innocuous tweet of "leave children out of it" when talking about the riots that were going on over LGBT lessons in schools in California. Yes, what a milquetoast response. Leave children out of it. A very good response. No sort of hate, nothing vitriolic, there was no sort of condemning of the LGBT community, nothing like that. All he said was what most, and in fact almost all, rational, normal people believe. Leave kids out of it. Leave it to the parents. It doesn't need to be in schools, things like that. But he just said leave children alone. Really that simple. So of course, hasanabi got to come in and have some opinions on that. But Dr. Disrespect decided to go ahead and uninstall Call of Duty Modern Warfare because this little innocuous statement led for his skin, the Nickmercs skin in Call of Duty, being removed because it's hateful, anti-LGBT, this, that, and the other. Despite the fact that that's not the case at all. Twitch streamer hasanabi has gone after Dr. Disrespect for uninstalling Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in response to a developer decision. Yes, a developer decision to, again, remove Nickmercs skin, all because of a tweet that simply says, "leave kids alone." You guys don't believe me? Let me show you the tweet. There you go. Is it really so much to ask to leave children out of gender ideology? I feel like it's a relatively fair and simple ask. But Activision gonna Activision, and they pulled his entire DLC pack, this skin, all because of that tweet. I feel like that's a little unfair. This effectively marks his entry point into the recent Call of Duty Nickmercs drama. Known for his impressive fundraising ability and near-daily Twitch streams combining video gaming with reactions and leftist political commentary, I like how The Gamer, which is, Game Rant, a very left-leaning article, says leftist political commentary. Like, you realize that the term leftist is a negative, right? Not necessarily the term Democrat or liberal. Leftist is like, that's a bad form of leftism. When you want to talk about, the far right, leftist is the term that we use as the equivalent extreme of the far right. So yes, he definitely does give leftist political commentary. They're not outright calling him a socialist, even though he is a self-admitted socialist, even though he lives in a, several million-dollar mansion, but whatever. Socialism for thee, but not for me, I suppose. hasanabi, real name Hasan Piker, is no stranger to beefs and controversy among his fellow streamers and has been banned from the platform on numerous occasions. An outspoken supporter of LGBTQIA rights, that's right, the socialist who's an outspoken supporter of the LGBTQIA rights. Tell me again how socialism and the, the gay agenda worked so hand in hand under Che Guevara or, the Nazi regime. Gays and socialism go together so well if you look at history. It's not very surprising that he felt the need to weigh in on this drama, especially during Pride Month. Again, yes, it is Pride Month. That being said, is Pride Month just an excuse to teach kids, like single-digit kids about gender ideology? If you want to be proud that you're porking another dude, be as proud as you want, but don't involve 9-year-old Timmy if you'd be so kind. In a clip from his recent Twitch stream, Piker jokingly criticized Dr. Disrespect, calling him more loyal to Nickmercs having his skin than his own wife. The YouTuber streamed uninstalled Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for the second time and vowed to never play it again in response to Activision pulling the Nickmercs skin from the DLC roadmap. And you know what? That's good. That's fine. Dr. Disrespect out there using his platform and his power to speak up for something he believes in. And while yes, Hasan definitely has the right to do so as well, it makes no sense. Your logic needs to be in the right spot. Just because you're standing up for something doesn't mean what you're standing up for is right. You really gonna drag the dude who's saying, yeah, I'm not gonna play this game because this game removed content because someone said leave kids out of it? I feel like you're kind of missing the big picture here, Hasan. We don't want kids learning about dick sucking in school, regardless of gay or straight. Now let's be real. I'm a dude who's nearly 30. I've had my dick sucked plenty of times, and let me tell you, some women are just absolutely fantastic at it. I can guarantee you, they did not take cocksucking 101 in high school or college. They just learned about it on their own. People who are gay, gonna learn about the gay shit all by themselves. Like, it's just gonna happen. It doesn't need its own courses in schools. No wonder parents, the Armenian community, were coming to blows outside of a California school, no pun intended when I say blows, because there's people advocating this being taught in schools. Nickmercs recently made comments on Twitter in response to the anti-LGBT protesters attacking a pro-LGBT crowd outside an elementary school in Glendale, California. Now, it says attacking a pro-LGBT crowd. I could be wrong, but the last I checked, there was no confirmation as to who started the brawl, the left-leaning side or the right-leaning side. That being said, we have found that the tolerant left, the individuals that, oh, we're all loving and caring, are the first ones to throw hands when it comes to people denouncing their ideology. So if I had to guess, if I had just to wager a suspicion, it would be that it was actually the LGBT protesters, not the anti-LGBT ones, that threw the first punch or sissy little slap. While not condoning the violence, he defended the protesters' intent to stop the school from recognizing Pride Month. Again, he shouldn't need to denounce the violence. He didn't condone it, which they do admit. He shouldn't need to denounce it either. He defended the protesters' intent to stop the school from recognizing Pride Month. Yes, he did. Sort of. He just said, leave kids out of it. That's not a big ask, you guys. There is no reason that a kid's school should have pride stuff. We should be learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, not ideology. And for those of you who's like, oh, Leon, this crazy right-winger, I wouldn't want a school just like building up Trump and being like, hey, let's indoctrinate you to be a Trump voter. Let's get the right-wing vote in there. Let's get these kids early. I'm not a fan of that either. I don't want indoctrination in schools of any kind. Claiming that small children should not be involved when it comes to raising awareness about the community outside child-parent discussions. Yeah, at least they're reporting on it semi-honestly, so I can appreciate that, but is that truly such a strange sentiment to hold? Hey, elementary schools, don't talk about dick sucking and being all queer and your LGBT stuff with the 9-year-old. Let the parents talk about that if and when that situation arises. I thought that's what parenting was supposed to be about. You cool with your state-run schools just telling kids willy-nilly what they want to hear? No, the schools are run on taxes. You want to know who pays the taxes? The normal American people. So, what is it we learned? No taxation without representation? Pretty sure you heard that on Saturday Night Hypnosis last night. So maybe, just maybe, the parents should be the ones in control here since it's their money going to the schools. They kind of get to have a say in what these teachers are teaching them, especially in places like California where they openly advocate for hiding the gender identity stuff from the parents. Yeah, I wouldn't trust sending my kids to a school like that either. Hasan later points out some of Nickmercs' other controversial stances as of late, such as his no vaccine required meet and greet. That's controversial, but yeah, of course, that's controversial. The dude wants to meet his fans and says, to hell with vaccine mandates. No, you have the freedom to make that choice yourself. If he wants to put himself at risk, and if others want to exercise their freedom to be at risk around people who may or may not have COVID, oh damn well, that's the point of freedom. How is that controversial? I mean, I get how it's controversial. It goes completely against the narrative. But that being said, Nickmercs seems like he's just a regular freedom-loving dude. He's not some far-right extremist. He's not in some left-wing echo chamber. He's like, hey, people, make your own decisions. Sounds pretty cool to me. Don't force things on individuals, which I'm a-okay with. I can't pretend to know anything about Nickmercs. In fact, this controversy is the first I've heard of him. But frankly, from everything I've seen so far, I tend to agree with his worldview. These viewpoints, combined with some of his feuds with other streamers, including that's a very horribly written sentence, make for a human being that some brands might consider a bit toxic to work with. There is my favorite buzzword. Toxic. Oh no, this dude who's a professional gamer is toxic. I thought you guys thought the idea of gaming in general was toxic. That's how websites like Game Rant and The Gamer became a thing. Yeah, they want to talk about video games, but they also want to talk about how toxic it is when dudes who work out also play video games. Like, you literally hate the own art form that your website revolves around. It's truly bananas. So yeah, anytime you see toxic, you know the article can't be taken seriously. I don't think there's anything toxic about Nickmercs saying leave children out of gender ideology, or anything toxic about him saying, if you want to have a meet and greet, I don't care about your vaccine, passport, vaccine status, whatever you want to call it. They seem just pretty pro-freedom to me. And you would think that liberals would want freedom, considering, to be more liberal traditionally means more freedom. Not what it means nowadays, but, times have changed. At the end of the day, no matter how much entertainment it provides for its consumers, Activision is still a large business with a bottom line, and catering to as many demographics as possible is a tried and true money-making strategy. Tell that to Bud Light and Target. Oh, that's right, catering to these left-leaning gender ideological weirdos has very much not been a money-making strategy. If anything, I don't think Activision is going to go down like Bud Light and Target. I mean, let's be real, they just released Diablo 4, which is a massive thing, and is more niche than something as, generic as beer and shopping. Beer and shopping have a very wide, large swath of individuals that they cater to. Also, a lot of very large people they cater to when you look at the modern feminist, but that's neither here nor there. Something like Activision gaming, yeah, people are gonna do that regardless. I don't think we're gonna see a hit. I really hope we do. It would be incredible, but I doubt it. Boycotts over support of LGBTQ+ rights are nothing new, especially in 2023, which has seen ramped up attacks on the community. Even so much as featuring an LGBT person in an ad or simply stating one's support for the community can result in many vocal consumers renouncing their support for the brand, or even making stunt videos in which they destroy, throw out, or in this case, uninstall products. So if that's happening, then how is catering to many demographics as possible a tried and true money-making strategy? It doesn't seem like a good strategy. Even here, you're admitting it's working. People denouncing this crap. The true tried and true money-making status is to be apolitical. Just sell your shit and don't talk about politics one way or the other. I shouldn't need to know if people at Activision are pro or anti-gay, or pro or anti-Trump, or pro and anti-Biden. All I should need to know is, did they make a good video game? Is it worth the $70? Because video games have gotten more expensive as time has gone on. Oh, it is worth it? Awesome, I'm going to buy it. That's what people should be worried about. Considering this defensive comments perceived to be anti-LGBT, again, someone please explain to me how leave kids out of it is anti-LGBT. No. It's even stranger that you guys want kids involved in that. I mean, we would have called that a certain word that starts with a P and ends with an edo at the end back in the day, but I guess once again, times have changed. Combined with Dr. Disrespect's penchant for the odd out-of-character moments, this controversy may not be over yet. Ooh, and I hope it isn't over yet. I truly hope to see even more going on with this Nickmercs Activision stuff, because if it brings more awareness to the fact that companies care more about their bottom line than actually supporting the gay community, because let's be honest, they're really just after the gay dollars because they think that's a big demographic now, not like, a small fraction. I mean, an entirely small fraction. So yeah, I'd be a-okay with companies like this shoving this gender ideology into their products more and more, so we know who the crazy companies are to not give our money to. You don't want to play something from Activision? By all means. You got Capcom, you got Nintendo, you got these other companies that don't tend to shove this sort of stuff in your face, and I'm sure they will happily take your money. All in all, I do find it incredibly hilarious that, again, an outspoken socialist who lives in a $1 million mansion, because that's what socialism is, right? Several $1 million mansion, might I add, is criticizing somebody for uninstalling a video game because of LGBT stuff. The dude didn't say anything wrong. You, on the other hand, are an outspoken socialist who doesn't seem to understand, the history of socialism and the LGBTQ community. Once again, I direct you to Che Guevara or the Nazi regime. But whatever, what do I know? I only have a small idea of how history works, not like some multi-millionaire streamer who claims to be some sort of great-minded political theorist, but those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments below, or let me know on Twitter, where you can find me at BoltTheWord, and please do subscribe. It would mean the world to me. We have been fast growing, and I appreciate it so much. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not just about video games, but also about Magic the Gathering, anime, movies, you name it. It's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.